$300 billion in debt, almost 1 million unfinished homes, 4 million jobs at risk. That's the scale of China's Evergrande crisis. But before we talk about the balance sheets and bankruptcy, let me take you somewhere. Imagine this: an entire city, rows of skyscrapers, freshly painted windows, street lights standing tall, roads, shopping malls, even parks. Everything ready for families to move in, except no one did. No one's playing in the park, the road stayed empty. These are the ghost cities of China, a symbol of an economic dream built on debt. And at the heart of it all was Evergrande. Evergrande was not just another property developer. At its peak, it was the world's most valuable company. Investors loved it, families trusted it, politicians flexed it as proof of China's unstoppable growth. Hui Ka Yan, also known as Hui Ka Yan, was China's richest person, worth more than $44 billion. Today, his fortune has dropped 90%. He is now facing fraud charges and the company he built is gone. Let's talk about scale. Evergrande had 1,300 projects across 280 cities in China. That's like one company building apartments in every major city in India, from Delhi to Chennai, from Kolkata to Ahmedabad. It directly employed over 2 lakh people. Indirectly, more than 3.8 million jobs were dependent on its projects, of steel workers to cement suppliers. And the debt? $300 billion, equivalent to the amount of foreign debt held by Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and Bangladesh combined for one company. So how did we get here? The business plan was reckless. Evergrande was selling houses before they were built, using the down payments to start new projects. Then adding to its debt from banks and foreign investors, it paid off the old bank loans with new loans. A giant house of cards. For a while, it looked like magic. In 2018, Evergrande's market value hit $51 billion. For context, many Fortune 500 companies were worth less than Evergrande at that time. But in reality, it was living on borrowed time. In 2020, Beijing created 3 red lines to limit what developers could borrow. Overnight, Evergrande fell into a trap. The mountain of debt collapsed on itself. Projects stopped and construction froze at over 1,500 job sites. Over 1 million Chinese families were left with unfinished homes that they had paid life savings for. Angry home buyers in cities began to boycott their mortgage payments. Workers protested on the streets. Suppliers sued the company. When the books were examined, the scandal deepened. China's security regulator uncovered that Evergrande overstated revenues by 214 billion yuan in 2019. That's $30 billion. And another 350 billion yuan approx. $49 billion in 2020. 2 years of fake numbers, 2 years of lies. The company was fined 4.2 billion yuan, about $580 million, and its founder, Hui Ka Yan, whose wealth was estimated at $42 billion, was detained. He is now facing fraud charges, a lifetime ban from China's securities market, and a 90% loss of his wealth. Global investors lost billions. American asset managers such as BlackRock and UBS had Evergrande bonds. European hedge funds got caught in it too. The ripple effects spread across continents. What about the creditors? Liquidators say they have recovered $255 million against claims of 45 billions. Investors will be recovering mere cents on the dollar. Globally, offshore bondholders have only recovered just 0.6% of nearly $150 billion in defaulted developer bonds. But it's not just one company. More than 50 Chinese developers have defaulted since 2021. Country Garden, even bigger than Evergrande, is on the edge of failure with debt of over $190 billion. Sunac, China defaulted. Kaisa defaulted. Vanke is struggling. Together, these companies represent almost 1/3 of China's GDP. Think about that. 1/3 of the world's second largest economy is tied to property. The bigger picture. China's housing market is valued at $62 trillion, twice the size of the US housing market. Families in China held nearly 70% of their combined wealth in real estate, and now it is shrinking. Housing sales in China declined by 28% last year. Local government land sales are down 20%. Prices of new homes have now fallen for 11 straight months. This is not just a slowdown. The sector is bleeding. And what does this mean for India? Why should we care? care because when China's property sector collapses, global demand for steel, cement, copper, etc. also declines. Slowing Chinese growth in turn means slower growth for world economy. And the IMF has already cut China's growth forecast to about 4.6%. For an economy that used to grow at double digits, that's a sharp decline. And here's the big question. Evergrande owes more than $3 billion. Can Beijing manage the fallout? Think about it. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned to One Stats for the news that matters.